Hello everyone, Specter here and welcome to Star Citizen. Today we are going to take a look at this Aegis Redeemer. The Redeemer is a gunship in Star Citizen and being called like a mini hammerhead. But before I talk more about it, let's get to it first. At the front you can see there's a cockpit and underneath it will be a remote turret that houses two size 3 laser cannons. And down here you can see a manned turret that houses two size 5 ballistic Gatling gun. But of course you can change them into other size 5 weaponries. At the wing you can see there's a laser cannon, and the other side you got another one. This is a size 4 laser cannon. Originally it's a ballistic cannon, but I changed it into a laser cannon after I got it. And up there you got the same turret as this one, which can house two size 5 ballistic Gatling guns or other size 5 weaponries. And you need to have someone to mount it, to control it. At the wing here, you can see there's a unique engine for the Redeemer, which if you accelerate, this thing will open up, and if you park like this or like stopped your ship, this thing will close like the scissors, okay? So just simply close like this. If you talk about the look itself, it's quite unique, but if you talk about like fighting, I would say this is quite annoying though. But later on I will talk more about it. At the back you can see there's a remote turret that houses two size 3 laser cannons, and this can engage anything that's trying to approach you from the back. And over here, the ramp. This is the only way for you to get in and get out of the ship. So when the ship got something wrong, it means that you need to fight your way there. But in theory, you don't need to fight in here, and later on we'll talk about it. The right hand side of the ship is the same as the left hand side of the ship. So let's get inside of it. Unlike the Vanguard series ships, although the ramp itself it looks like it, but the entrance in order to enter it, you need to press this button instead of pressing the ramp itself. And it will come down like the Vanguard series of ships. But they got some improvement, because when you try to close this ramp, you need to close it by this button. Yep, you're not pressing anything inside of it. And of course, this door will be separate a little bit because, well, in the Vanguard series of ships, if you press the door, sometimes you will press the ramp, and if sometimes you press the ramp, it turns out you press the door, which is quite annoying. But yeah, the Redeemer seems to improve this situation, and I hope that in the future Vanguard series of ships got the same improvement as well in the future. Yeah. The left hand side of the ship is a cargo bay for you to house 2 SCU worth of cargo, but some people suggest me not to stand over here during the ship is moving or like quantum traveling, because you may have a chance to fall out of it. I don't know whether they improve it or not already, but just simply to avoid it, okay? Don't stamp on it, okay? On the right hand side there's a toilet, which is useless right now in Star Citizen, as same as the mirror inside, can't see yourself. The only thing I think is useful for this toilet is when the ship is going down, you feel scared, you can hide inside and cry, I don't know. On both sides you got 4 beds in total. You can use them to log in, log out, or log in. But usually I won't, because sometimes you may find yourself outside of a ship floating around instead of inside of a ship, which is quite annoying. So, well, yeah, I try not to use the beds to log out or log back in. Over here is a kitchen, and in the future it will be useful for you to cook and drink, but the most important thing of this ship is this pantry. It was very important. Now it's kind of pointless, because Well, you're supposed to be able to access to these kind of items by opening the cupboard, the pantry here. But in 3.17.2, it seems like some people changed that. It turns out I can't open it right now. So look at those beer inside, okay, drinks, juice, okay, food and water inside. It's supposed you can eat and drink these items, but now you can't. And pressing this button, you can access to the storage of the ship, but you don't need to do that because a simple pressing I will do the job. So when you press this button, technically not so sure what kind of thing they opened. Probably is the upper side of it, but you don't need to press it because basically, yeah, you can climb up there, it will open for you. So this ladder is the only way for you to access the the upper deck of this ship, which is why I said already that ramp is not the place for you to fight, because if people need to fight their way out, they would do it in here. Yeah, because this is the only ladder for you to climb down there. And you got so many extra people in here, it means that the fight would be very intense, I think. But anyway, don't fight because it's useless. This one is a gun rack for you to house some guns in here, but pressing I will do the job, so you don't need to do that currently. You got 4 seats in here for you to get 4 more people on board. It means that when the ship is sinking, 4 more people will die with you. At the back is a engineering station. You can access to those components from here. Some of them with a panel, if you press it, it doesn't work. It means that the thing is not physicalized. But if you press it, it opens. It means that it's physicalized already. Like this, I think it's a shield generator. Is it? And yeah, so generally speaking, it means that you can complete your repair inside of this ship instead of outside. It means more protection for you. Alright. Now, one of the things you can do in here is to access to the upper part of the ship. I mean the turret. The upper turret. You need to press the panel though, as you can see. And when you go upstairs, you know that, well, although you got a very powerful guns with you, okay, and you can cover most upper part of the ship, but still, there's one problem. The view is limited. These 2 discs kind of blocking your view. So communication among your crew will be very, very important right now because you can't see it. It turns out, well, you can't fight well. I got a hard time to maneuver, control this turret when I fight against some bounty missions with my friends. So, yeah. Now, let's move forward. At the mid-section of the ship, you can see other things in here, of course. And you got these 4 things. These are the engines, though. It's supposed to pumping up and down like that, but I'm not so sure whether my ship is not moving or just simply because they didn't put it in. Okay. So I never seen this moving at all. Yeah, because when the time I was on this ship, or I either flying the ship or controlling those turrets, or just simply standing here and talk, I don't know. Yeah, so yeah. Anyway, this is not the most important thing. The most important thing is the turret in here, and in order to access it, you need to press this panel. And you need to wait a little bit in order to get downstairs. As same as the upper part turret, this lower turret can defend anything underneath your ship, the lower part of your ship. Most part of your down part of your ship can be protected by this turret, but not something straight behind your ship. That one you need a remote turret that is facing backward to deal with it. But anyway, the view itself is not great. Yeah, so communication again. So let's move forward, and you can see something looks like a reclaimer, okay? But the station on reclaimer would be about the arms and drones, but for this one it's about the remote turrets. On the right hand side, when you sit on it, you can access to the remote turret at the back. Obviously, you can engage anything that's approached from the back of your ship, as well as, well, if you play Jumptown, you know that some people want to sneak on your ship, right? But this one, kind of easy for you to know about it because, well, you got a big gun, you can face towards the ramp. If someone try to kind of like get inside of a ship, you can, you will know it and you can engage them. Alright, so it will be very good. Act like a camera, like a CCTV. On the left is something you can, you can access to the remote turret at the front, but usually I won't suggest people to use it because the pilot himself, okay, or herself, can access to those turrets. So if you use it, it means that the pilot will have something missing to use, okay? They can't use this turret anymore if you use it already in here. But anyway, if you need to engage multiple targets and you need more hands, maybe it's a good choice for you to find someone to house this remote turret as well. Now, let's go to the pilot's seat. Just a reminder, this is not a fighter, this is a gunship. So your view is not as good as the fighters, especially your panels are kind of blocking your view. Yep, it looks like a vanguard, but up here is kind of blocking you as well. So your view will be much more limited compared to the vanguards. But anyway, yes, as I said, it's a gunship. You're supposed to use your turrets instead of your guns. But of course, you can use your... if you're a solo pilot, you can still use this ship. As I said, you have 4 weapons in total. But, well, I don't know, it's a bug or not. In 3.17.1, when I got this ship, when I touch that turret, that front turret at the back, and for the pilot's seat itself, you can't use those guns anymore. But for this patch, maybe they improved it already, and it turns out I can use this. That's rude. Yeah. So basically, you can use the weapons still, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's just a bug in 3.17.1 instead of 3.17.2. Alright, so except for these weapon rates, like a 2 size 4 and 2 size 3 guns for the pilot, you still have 16 missiles. Yeah, size 2 missiles, but I won't suggest you to use it. I will not suggest people to use them, okay? Okay, by the way, the missiles themselves is housing at the beneath these wings. Yup. And this is exactly why I won't suggest people to use it. Maybe this is just a bug for myself, not for you guys, alright? Because once, if I use these missiles, I fire them, they will blast my wing off my ship. Yes, the engine would be gone. So it turns out I don't really like those missiles. It's just for looking, but not for using. Yeah, But anyway, yes, you may ask like as a pilot, you should have some. I mean, you should have your own way to escape, right? But very unfortunate, unlike the Vanguards, you do not have any kind of like ejection feature. So it means that you can't escape. But anyway, as a gunship, after all, well, yeah, if you want to escape, it would be hard for you. And yeah, it means that you can't escape from that fight at the back of your ship. Yeah, fight against with your crew. Yeah, against your crew to fight their way out. Now, let's zoom back out here. Alright, so if you ask me whether I like this ship or not, well, according to the look itself, it's quite a good looking ship. I will give you that, yeah. But not for those tiny legs though. It's just like, I don't know why they put these tiny legs for this ship. But anyway, yeah, the ship looks cool, yeah. But if you ask me whether I will buy this ship again after the wipe in 3.18, I would say no, because this ship really requires multi-crew experience, okay? You need more people to man this ship. The most powerful weapon on this ship would be those 4 size 5 ballistic weaponries or other size 5 weapons. Those would be manned by other players instead of the pilot himself or herself, which makes this ship is not going to be fully functional unless you got at least two more people on board. So, well, if you're a solo pilot, I don't think you need this ship at all. Yeah, and secondly, this ship is quite expensive compared to other fighting vehicles like the Vanguards or other stuff. Okay, as I said before, the Wardens and also the Hoplites, it worth for 3 million in-game credits, right? And for the Dromeda, it's 3.5 million, and yeah. But this ship, it costs you 8.6 million in-game credits, which is, significantly more expensive compared to those vehicles. And if you talk about the firepower, if you really, a solo player with if you want a strong firepower ship, I would suggest you to save about 800,000 more credits in game to buy the 600i, which is being referred as a hammerhead killer, because you can house 3 size 5 laser cannons on it. But yeah, this ship, unless you got a lot of friends with you, always play with you. If not, this ship is quite, it's not very useful and powerful enough for you to use it solo. And of course, if you talk about killing anything that is like a smaller target or stuff, it would be quite hard for you because it's quite large. It's a large ship after all, a medium ship or a large ship, which is too large to fight against anything smaller. Okay, you can fight something that's related, about medium size maybe. Yeah, medium size ship may be the suitable choice for you to fight against. Okay, yep. And just in case you want to ask how much does it cost you to buy with real cash, because, well, as I said, it's expensive in game, right? It's 8.6 million. So if you don't want to grind all the way there and you want to get the ship with real cash when they are available, it will cost you around 325 US dollars if it's available, of course. And with Warbond, it should be 275. And although, well, it looks like, well, both of them would be expensive, right? I would still suggest people to try it out in game first instead of buying it with real cash, because if you buy it with real cash, well, if this ship is going to change something that you may not like it, you will feel sad about it. Okay, but with the in-game credits, you won't. So I would suggest you to buy in-game, try it out first, and if this is really something you like, then you can buy it with real cash, okay? So this is it for today's video about the Aegis Redeemer. And if I miss out something, speak something wrongly, or if you have any questions you want to ask, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you think that this video is kind of helpful, feel free to leave a like. So I shall see you guys next time then. Bye bye.